My mom's like Dr. Dolittle in a way. Just crazy number of animals all the time just running around. I've had tons of different pets. So my mom emailed me this link to a woman who is a pet communicator and said, this sounds really cool, check it out. So we decided, we should have this woman on our show.
Yeah.
And turns out she actually lives on the island.
Yay, island people.
I feel like I'm talking just by myself in the room. That's weird. So she is, I guess she lives north of Squamish, near Victoria.
North of Saanich.
Saanich. Mm-hmm. Squamish is not on the island. That wouldn't make any sense.
No.
But she's in Texas right now. What's she doing in Texas?
She's a busy lady.
She's traveling around doing stuff. And she communicates with pets. And this is really fascinating. She's on the phone. We're going to talk to her right now.
The Kid Carson Show presents 5 Minutes with professional animal communicator Susan Pipes.
Morning, Susan.
Oh, good morning.
How are you?
I'm doing really good. How are you all doing?
Doing great. I've never talked to anyone who does what you do before. Really fascinating. I mean, we've talked to different psychics and people who can read people's minds, but never anyone who does pets.
Well, pets is along the same kind of line. It's working intuitively is how I do it, and just passing the messages along to the people.
Definitely in a second here, I want to get to some examples of some of the maybe wild things that you've had pets tell you about their owners or their lives. And also I want to get to some questions about Nira and Amy and their pets. What we had to do is send you a picture of Bosco, Nira's dog, and Olive and Luigi, Amy's cats. So how does that work? Do you like to have a picture of the pet in front of you first?
Well, yeah, that's how I like to work with it first, is I get a picture of the pet. I like to have their age and their sex. Usually as soon as I open an email, the process starts immediately, so I wait until I'm prepared, and then I just start writing down all the information that comes.
Wow.
I know it's actually quite amazing that when it happens, and that's part of the process is the messages that I get. They're not for me; they're for the pet owner. So I just pass them on, and sometimes they might seem wild or crazy, or a lot of times really silly to me, and sometimes I feel kind of embarrassed saying it, but I just have to go with it. It's working with your intuition is listening to it, honoring it, and passing it on. And so that's what I'm doing, and I really enjoyed communicating with Amy and Nira's pets. They were actually quite hilarious to work with, and I really did enjoy it.
Let's start with Amy's cats. We mentioned just a few minutes ago, we were telling everyone that you were going to be on the show, that is it Luigi?
Olive.
Olive. We mentioned one thing that you had emailed Amy about Olive feeling like the family was going to expand.
Yeah, she connects, and when I get to, sometimes I'll get little movies, little pictures, videos, I'll get little sentences or talking, or I'll get a deep kind of understanding or a knowledge of something, and that's what Olive did with this, and she just said that her family will be changing soon, and she sees her role as being a busy big sister.
How weird.
She's very much, yeah.
I'm not sure. You might want to jump in here, Amy, and tell Susan.
Well, the funny part is, Susan, is I hadn't told you this because we hadn't announced it on air yet, but we announced it yesterday that I am pregnant.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So Susan's like, whoa.
So we were amazed when you emailed Amy that back. We're like, what? How did she know?
She didn't know.
Well, that is amazing. But Olive is obviously totally tuned in, and I also get a feeling, Amy, that you spend a lot of time with her. You and Olive are extremely close, and you actually kind of read each other's minds already. And she picks up on energies, conversations, and emotions. And you spend a lot of time with her, actually, and Luigi, talking to them, explaining things to them, making them part of your family. And they feel very valued, very honored. And Olive actually is quite funny because she sees herself as a very busy person. And animals love to have jobs. It makes them extremely happy and feel valued and a member of the family.
So animals love to have jobs?
Yeah, they do. This actually was quite a surprise to me, but they like to feel like they have a job in the family. It makes them feel more a part of it. And the job can be as mundane as, what we would think maybe is a cat watching a door. to see how many people walk by, or it could be, a dog paying attention, like being kind of like a guard dog and watching out for situations. And Olive's job, the way she perceived it, is to kind of keep Amy calm.
Oh, wow.
Weird.
Yeah, but she feels it's very important. She looks forward to when Amy comes home, and she likes to spend time with Amy. As soon as the door opens, she feels it's kind of her time to kind of calm Amy down. And she says sometimes, it takes a little while, and maybe the man, who is her husband, she calls him the man, has to help her a bit. But she says usually we get the job done.
Wow.
Even though Luigi's her brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Luigi's her brother, but it came across to me, actually, the information was a little confusing at first, is you did say they're brother and sister, but Luigi likes to think of them as husband and wife.
Incest pets.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
he does get a little friendly with her sometimes.
tricky.
Oh, weird.
That
Yeah.
is tricky.
This is so much fun. We have on the phone professional animal communicator, Susan Pipes. Are you able to hang on for like 4 minutes?
Oh, sure.
I would love to come back, and I'm really curious to find out what Nira's dog, Bosco, thinks about being wiped down by baby wipes. And also maybe some of the most common things that you hear from maybe dogs and cats that people listening now who have pets and cats can think, oh, what maybe can I change to make my dog happier? So we'll come back with Susan Pipes in 1 sec.
Thanks, Ed.
Kid Carson Show. Why do you smell so bad? This show is pretty sad. Yeah, I'm afraid. What do you want from me?
Morning. How you feeling? It's 8:50. We have a couple more minutes here with professional pet communicator. Her name is Susan Pipes, and what she does is she actually kind of would you say psychically, or is that the wrong word to use?
It would be intuitively is the word that I like to use.
Okay,
yeah.
Intuitively communicates with your pet and then tells you what your pet is thinking or things that are bothering them, and it's pretty fascinating. So I want to get to, in a second here, maybe some of the most common things that you hear from, say, dogs and cats. Maybe we're really a dog city out here, so maybe the most common things that you hear from dogs. First, let's get to Nira's dog, because Nira's got a very interesting relationship with her dog, Bosco, including well, you tell the baby wipe.
Oh, I told Gary that, when he wanted an indoor dog, that my whole thing is about being clean. So I just have a little bit of issues with that. So I started this whole baby wiping Bosco type thing. So when Bosco comes in to the house after he's been outside, he gets wiped of the paws, of the face, of his,
derriere.
Or if it steps out in the back for a pee, that's a guy. She gets a whole full underbelly wipe down.
Yep, underbelly and the backside,
And I thought, oh man, your dog must just hate you.
But he's so clean.
But he's clean. Mm-hmm. Oh, so what do you think about that? Because we sent you a picture of Bosco and you studied the picture.
Well, when I got the picture of Bosco, as soon as I opened it, I just started laughing. And actually, the whole time I was doing the communication session with him, I just couldn't stop smiling and laughing. He is such a funny guy. He's warm, happy, easygoing. Right away, I got that there was a towel that Amy had, and I could see.
Oh, that Nira had, yeah. That
Yeah,
I had, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I got also that Bosco really, his job that he sees himself is kind of making you happy, and he loves his training, and he's very comfortable in knowing that he does well with it and what you tell him, and he says he can succeed and make everyone happy. And when he did that, he was showing me your faces, and there's all these happy, smiling faces. That's kind of what he was doing. And he says he's smart and he likes to learn, and he feels very valued and appreciated.
Interesting.
There was one funny thing actually that you wrote, Susan, in the notes that you sent, was that he can get a little bossy with his stuffed animals because he gets a little randy with them sometimes, So
Yes.
he wants to show them who's boss.
Yeah, I got that in there. I could see him kind of cuddling with the stuffed animals, and then all of a sudden kind of pushed them away. And then, in his words, it was kind of like he was showing them who's boss, and he would be like ripping them up, and the stuff would be flying everywhere. He was quite hilarious.
Now, did Bosco mention anything about some of the conversations that Nira and her husband Gary have? Perhaps about some of her coworkers, like private pillow talk type conversations, like anything like that coming through.
That particular.
No, okay.
No, we always say Bosco earmuffs. Earmuffs, Bosco. Mm-hmm.
What about keeping the bedroom door closed? Do you ever get pets that say that? Like, oh man, my owners are just crazy. They leave the door open. I can see them.
No, I don't get that. They're more concerned about kind of themselves and their comfort. That type of thing they're not really concerned about. They like to know where they're going to sleep. They sometimes will tell me where they want to sleep and ask, if that can happen for them. They love their owners and have this huge connection with them, which is far greater than what we actually think. And part of their job and their lessons here actually are being with us. And from their point of view, which is kind of my thing, I like to tell about it from their point of view, if they're helping us and they're teaching us in their way, like Bosco with, being funny, and he's friendly with other dogs, and he's very curious and likes to see things. Luigi, now he's a very funny guy, and he's very laid back, and he likes to kind of see everybody else work, and he thinks that he's doing a really good job when they're moving around, and he likes to see Olive take care of things. He likes his food to be there. He likes water to be there. He likes to sit with the man, is what he calls him, and he sees the man as they're kind of like a team. And what does Bosco say there? He says that Luigi says that he's like his extra arm, is what he says.
Yeah, he follows my cat. Luigi follows my husband around all the time.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, they're buddies. They're kind of like, I see them watching TV together.
Yeah.
Luigi, he's quite hilarious. I see him almost kind of like an Al Bundy kind of guy, just sitting there watching and, taking in everything that's happening, while Amy and Olive are kind of running around making sure that everything is okay. And they're more the AAAs in the family, I think. But Olive, I see, is a little bit more laid back than that.
With 2 minutes left here, I'd love to cover some of the most extreme, weird, surprising things that animals of any type have told you about, and also what the most common things you hear from dogs are, of how we can with information that we can use maybe to keep our pets happier.
Yeah, I'll do that first, just in case we run out of time, because that's really important. There's kind of a lot of messages that come through that are really clear, like, almost every time, and it's like every animal likes to have a job, and that's part of them feeling valued and important, and like a very treasured part of their family. So it's important that you communicate to your animal whatever the job can be, and it doesn't need to be a big thing like, go out and get the paper or go to work. It can be as simple as keeping you company while you're studying. I had a cat that she saw her job as being extremely important on keeping, her human on track with her studies, and, passed on that she was to go to the library all the time and bring back all these books, and she'd sit with her on the couch, and they would kind of like study together. That was actually really, I get a lot of emotion from the animals, and that was a really warming one for me. There was just such a genuine, sincere commitment to the cat helping the owner. And that, comes out. They like animals in general. They seem to be concerned about their water. They like lots of water, fresh, clear water, and that means cleaning out the bowl all the time. Maybe giving them a bowl of water that's bigger than what you normally would, or what you think they would eat. And to them, it kind of means abundance, like it's there when they want it, and that creates a sense of security for them. And the other thing is their food. That's really important that you put the time and care into it. It's something that they look forward to. It not only provides nourishment for their body, but it provides nourishment for their soul. And the way that it's prepared and given to them is they look at it like it's kind of a loving thing from their from their person. So if you just take an extra couple minutes and put it down, show them you're preparing it for them. And animals do listen to what we're saying, and they like to be a part of things. So that's important that you communicate to them. Even if you go outside, and, I had a cat called Mr. Tall Legs, and they were quite buddies, and he called him Big Daddy as well. And him and Big Daddy like to go outside and work in the car. And of course, the cat didn't work on it was a truck, didn't work on the truck, but Big Daddy did. And in it, he told me, he said the wheels look really good. He says they're really black. He says, yeah, I agree with Big Daddy. He says they're really nice.
That's funny that you say that, because I mean, I do things like that all the time, and my husband makes fun of me because I'll tell Bosco when I'm doing certain things, like if I'm going out, if I'm going to work, if I'm going to the store, or when I'm going to bed. And Gary thinks it's so funny because I'll walk right up to his face and tell him, Bosco, Mama's going sleepy time now. And Gary laughs at me.
The baby talk helps, I'm sure.
But it's just what I do because I think he needs to know.
Professional
yeah,
animal.
well, it does make a difference.
A professional animal communicator, Susan Pipes. One last question. Can you tell us maybe a single example of the most surprising thing an animal told you when you were talking to them?
I don't know if there's one thing, but I will tell you one way how it's helped. There's been so many funny things, and a lot of the things are like really funny to the owners or to me, but they're not to the animals. Is one time my horse actually had she had a little bit of a bloody nose, and we couldn't figure it out. It was just like the odd little drop here and there, and then she went in her stall and she just had her head down and she wasn't feeling very well, and I couldn't quite figure out what was going on. So I did a scan on her. I can kind of mentally scan and kind of see what's going on inside, and I picked up there was a big blockage. There was something in her throat. So I phoned the vet immediately, and he came out, and he put a scope down her throat right away, and there was a blackberry branch stuck in her throat.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, it was quite amazing, actually. So that was, a really good thing, because that could be something that maybe, somebody would pass up. But he actually was very quick, and he put her, gave her a tranquilizer, and we were able to retrieve the blackberry branch before it did more damage.
Well, helping pets and owners communicate and saving lives.
Ooh, yeah.
Right. Check out the website, animalspiritcommunication.com. And you had mentioned, Amy, off there that the first person to email you were going to give them a free reading.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd be more than happy.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
So jump on the website real quick. We'll tweet this info as well. Animalspiritcommunication.com. Professional animal communicator, Susan Pipes. Great having you on.
Oh, thank you very much for having me.
So
I really
much.
enjoyed it.
This is fun, huh?
Thanks, Susan.
That's pretty fascinating. All right, there you go. Coming up on the show, more stuff. We got to give me a second.